I've been playing Remnant from the Ashes off and on, more off than on. Um, I like the game. I want to like the game. I do. It's just I've been finding some problems that I'm just not quite sure how I feel about. Uh, I know how I feel about the technical problems that I've been having. I got to one area and the frame rate was so bad. I mean, it was just awful. The game was literally hanging and freezing. And I'm on a PS4 Pro. I had no idea what to do other than try game mode with it, which is what worked for me on Sekiro. It didn't work. The frame rate was still bad. So I did what I originally did with Sekiro before trying game mode, and that was to lower the resolution and turn off HDR and whatever tweaking I did for Sekiro. I did the same thing for Remnant, and again, it didn't work. So I had to struggle through this particular area with very, very bad frame rate. I got through that area and I thought, great, well, maybe it was just that particular area, although there wasn't all that much going on most of the time. So it's not like, the game was trying to load a lot of, you know, particle effects and just, whatever. I mean, it was just a very kind of low active area. Uh, then I ran into another area and the sound kept cutting out. And I was not happy about that either. I have run into problems occasionally because I do plug into the PS4 controller. And I've noticed that when I'm using the earbuds that I have left and also one ear headset, occasionally because they go in and they plug into the controller, I will get static. And I've heard and read that can be a problem from time to time. It tends to clear up usually, so I thought, well, that's probably what's happening. Uh, it does work, though, to get rid of it, I found out, if you are able to plug into a USB adapter to basically plug directly into the console. I have I had an old Turtle Beach headset that I had to toss out, but I kept the adapter for it. So when I have the static problem, or have had it in the past, I've just plugged directly into the console and it stopped the static. So I thought, well, okay, great, that's probably what it is. I'm plugged into the controller. I'll just get out the USB adapter and, that'll solve that. It didn't. And it was just as bad. And then it started getting worse to the point where it was affecting the gameplay. Not only was the sound not just static, full of static, it was just stopping. There were several seconds at a time where the game sound was just gone. And when it got that bad, the game started to freeze and hang. It was a pain in the ass. So going from one area where it was just lagging, getting through that, and then having this other area, you know, with the sound and the lag. I stopped the game, and I haven't gone back to it since. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's, you know, I like the game, but do I like it enough to, you know, to deal with this this crap? I've gone online and I have checked to find out if, you know, if it's just my particular PS Pro, maybe there's a problem with it. You know, but you know, it's the only game that is happening with. So again, I'm kind of stuck, you know, with this game that I would like to finish or at least get further into, you know. But I'm just sort of not really eager to pick up the controller and start playing it again. So instead, what I have done a little bit is go back to one of my kind of, I don't know. Remnant reminds me a lot of the Souls games, and I think that's happened with a lot of other people that have, you know, have played and are playing Remnant. That it is very much like a Souls game. So I decided I'm just going to go play a Souls game, or Bloodborne, which is to me is, you know, basically sort of not sort of, it is a Souls game. So that's what I've been doing. Just I had that kind of taste for something Soulsy, and Remnant, you know, was causing me so many problems. So this is me in Bloodborne, and I also did some Dark Souls 3 and added some of that to this video. You know, I don't know. I'm really I don't want to be upset about Remnant. You know, it's just, you know, but on the, you know, on the other hand, I hate to just delete it from my hard drive, you know, and just forget about it. But you know, knowing me, I am going to go back and give it another try. I did beat one boss. It's Ent, E-N-T, capital E-N-T. That was an interesting boss fight. Yeah, you know, that's something else. It isn't just the, you know, the two areas that have sucked so badly, but I'm not a big fan of the mob bosses, which there seem to be a few of in this game. And yeah, so that just adding to my reluctance to go back to it. But again, knowing me, I will. And I'm kind of bullheaded, and it's hard for me to just give up on things, especially when I have invested not just, you know, the money, but the time into it, like I have with Remnant. So I'm kind of babbling like I do tend to do, and so I'm going to shut up now. I know she isn't programmed to do a lot, but I thought it was really cool the way they have the doll actually respond to you if you stand in front of her and do, the different gestures that, uh, yeah, the clapping and the bowing. And at one point she tilts her head, kind of cocks it to the side to look at you right there. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a nice little touch that they added to the game. It's something kind of special that they thought to do.
Hello! Very good.
I did wait for quite a while to connect with somebody to fight Dragon Slayer armor, and I reached a point where I thought it most likely is not going to happen. So I decided to use the bonfire and to head back to uh, Lord of Cinder. I thought maybe I'd have better luck connecting with somebody there. As it turned out, as I was going through the archway to get to the bonfire, I did connect with somebody and ended up on the wrong side of the fog wall initially. It worked out because I did, pop into their game on the right side of the fog wall. But anyway, that's never happened before, and I have spent a lot of hours doing co-op in the Souls games and Bloodborne as well. Something else, well, I can't say that it hasn't happened. It has. But it's been a long time since I've done co-op with somebody and had them being invaded when I got into their game. I liked it. Basically it shows to me how much people still love these games. I mean, they've been out for such a long time, and yet, if you want to go online and do co-op, or even, I guess, I haven't done PvP in ages, but I'm assuming you can still do PvP if you want to. But as far as co-op, people are still doing it, and that's very special for me. Loving these games so much and finding out that so many other people feel the same way. It's a nice feeling. How do I put this? I'm basically a nerd at heart. So what that says about me, I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. I like it. I do, and it's important to me. It means something to me. And I guess in the end, that's all that really matters. So anyway, I guess that's all.
Hello. Hello. Help